play music in here.
Home planet.
Yeah. So. Yeah. You guys got the same last name?
No.
Okay. Got to capture your full name for the
first cousins.
Okay.
She, her father, and my mother are brother and sister.
Okay.
We share the same grandparents.
Yes. Just not the same, like, genetics, really.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Because I look like my dad, but she looked like her dad.
Oh, physical genetics, but the other stuff is evident.
Oh, God.
You'll probably see.
Yeah.
The sound,
Yeah.
the volume.
Yeah.
Like.
That's good.
Loud
Yeah.
Because sometimes.
Yeah, right. Loud environment.
Sometimes people are too quiet, and
Yeah.
that ruins the podcast. So.
Yeah, we are. Neither one of us are going to be too quiet.
We're going to find out if we're going to go the other way.
No, you just got to pull it back when you do that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all right. You can just leave it close. It's better to be close than
okay.
far. It only gets bad when you start
right
saying cool shit, and it's
can't hear
what?
it.
Yeah.
Okay, period.
But we are both really loud. Like she started picking me up from work. We couldn't be in the car for 2 minutes together without my watch saying loud environment, loud environment, loud environment. It's like 30 minutes and this environment is bad for your
like
ears.
it's like warning you for hearing damage when you guys just talk and
right, but it also happened to me when I was by myself in the car
Just
and the radio wasn't on. I was just singing.
Oh yeah.
And it said loud environment. So
It's crazy.
that's what we're gonna make my production company, or our production
Yeah,
company
yeah.
into.
Yeah.
Loud environment
There you
productions.
go. Yeah, that's the best way. Just go with something that's
Right.
already
Happening.
happening. Yeah.
And it happened organically.
Every time.
And you know I love an organic happening.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have to do much on this one. I can tell. Sometimes people are quiet, and I'm like, I get worried. I'm gonna shout over them, but that's never.
Do you
problem
plan out like prompts or questions or any kind of thing that you're gonna?
No.
She was asking.
You can. I started that way. Like probably when you came over like a year ago, I would sit down. And I'd be like, "What is Hilliary?" Just in case I was scared, there'd be like lulls. But now I'm just like, it's never happened. It's never. So now I just am like, let's just like see what happens.
We've all seen enough YouTube
and that tends to be.
He said, "Let's see what happens."
Yeah. Just keep on going.
Yeah, like that's those are the moments that felt more alive to me when you just come over and you're like, "There's a guy in my yard" or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of me being like, "So when did you start comedy?" Like, who are you?
Right. See, this I was wondering.
And we could do that too, but
But this is what I was wondering about, like, how often people are going to watch comedians just talk about comedy instead of talking about whatever, you know? Not all the issues in the world, but like fun things or something to take a break from all the issues in the world.
I just
like,
had Minori on, so we talked about all the issues.
Look, she knows everything.
The world is ending, and here I'm just like, oh my god! Like,
I watched
and then I
it.
get it to something fun, and then it's back to like,
watched it
America
'cause,
sucks, and then we're all gonna die. I'm like, I know, but can we? Maybe we could like,
yeah,
you know.
right. Let's
have
take a
fun.
break. I love
Minori.
I love her,
Minori.
and I love that she is aware of all of those things. And it's not that I'm completely unaware, but I don't know who to cite when I'm trying to talk about it. And I feel like I also like we do know all of us that are on the same page, thinking the same way. We know about the things, right?
Yeah, we know we're fucked.
The people that don't know about the things don't want to know about the things, and they don't give a damn who's talking about it.
Yeah.
You know?
You're changing no one's
So
mind.
I'm like, if we can change an energy though, then that's how minds are changed. So relax. Sometimes.
Yeah.
And if we are
I
gonna
have to
die
relax.
next week horribly,
Yeah.
like I'd like
Can we
this
talk
week
about
to be
cool
fun.
things?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
don't.
just
party for a minute.
Yeah, right.
Me, dude.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I've been trying to get in party mode all day, listening to Alan Jackson "Good Time."
Oh shit.
Whenever I feel down and low for the past month.
Bitch, not down and low. She's like, I'm down bad.
I cut on Alan Jackson because I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, you're right. We are gonna have a good time.
It's time for a good time. The G to the O.
O to the D, T to the I, M to the E.
It's good time.
Hell yeah. I don't even know Alan Jackson.
What?
I know
Where
that.
you from?
I know he's a massive country star.
TV Town.
Yeah,
Now.
yeah.
I probably shouldn't have admitted that. Usually I just don't admit
TV
it.
Town.
But,
No,
That's
Where
okay.
are you
I don't know.
Tennessee, so it's extra bad.
But
we don't have a lot
go
of
home.
country
Go
music.
home in your own house. Ryan,
I grew up with
For real?
like Madonna and Tiffany, my older
Oh,
sister. I grew up with
see?
80s like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So
Right.
That's cool.
and I've gone back to the old country. I know all that shit, but I
Like
don't
what?
know like
That middle ground.
like Hank Williams and
Oh yeah,
those
okay,
dudes,
I know that.
Yeah.
But
Johnny Cash.
like growing up in South Carolina, it was either Southern gospel music
Period.
or 90s country radio. 92.9. That was the radio station in South Carolina. The first time I heard rap music or like hip hop music at all, I accidentally turned the dial to Foxy 99. And this is whatever year it was when the thong song came out, because that was the song that was on. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get in so much trouble.
That was the end
Yeah.
of your like. That was the
Yeah, that was the dial.
Yeah.
On the
rest of your life path. Just
Yeah.
veered to this.
veered to this.
The
yeah.
shed. And,
That's silly.
Yeah. Well, the gospel music really did it hard, honestly, because I would have all of my moments. Like the good ones, the bad ones. Like the first time I got my heart broken by a little boy in elementary school, the song that like healed me was "Precious Lord, Take My Hand, Lead Me On." You know, like crybaby shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn girl, you is not weary. You is not weary in your bones right now.
no, I'm into that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
into
It makes me
the
feel
grace
good.
and the God
It
and the
feels
beauty.
good.
You know.
Feels good.
Yeah.
It does feel good. Yo, you know, Minori loves gospel music too.
Yeah.
Because it's uplifting.
Yeah.
She's like, it makes me feel good. I'm like, yeah, bro, that's what we all trying to feel.
Yeah. The thoughts in her head are just normally like death, destruction.
Yeah, right.
Child
Trying to
trafficking.
overcompensate.
But or Eeyore, woe is me. Woe is me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not you, Eeyore, by the
No,
way.
I know, but I just think of my father every time you say
Exactly.
that word. I'm like,
Well, that's because everybody calls
Whoa.
him that. Whoa is me, is her dad.
Okay.
But he's the most intelligent person
in our
that
family.
came out of it. He's the most educated out of our family.
Yeah.
And
Those are the most miserable people.
Yeah,
That's
right. That's it.
Dumb
And,
people are fun.
Yeah, he grew up.
Smart people.
Yeah,
suck
dumb
at-
people are fun. What's that James Harrod joke where he's like, do you guys read?
Oh, that's his whole act, I
But
think.
then what is he's like?
I work at a bookstore and I've read a bunch.
Yeah, but it was something compared to the seasons too. It was like summertime people versus wintertime people or fall
yeah.
people. He's like, summer's like
Swimming pools and
swimming
action
pools.
movies.
Yeah. That's
And the
it.
fall person's
It's
like,
hilarious.
I
He's not here
connected with my
anymore, but-
estranged dad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading a book in the fall. That was it. Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
James can actually do like I'm smart and still be funny somehow. Like I think
Well,
he's
right, 'cause
he's so lovable.
He pretends to be dumb
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like while he's actively talking about being smart, he says it like he's dumb, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
You're confusing.
Yeah.
But not. I'm too dumb to get it. No, I'm not.
Silly.
It is silly.
That's silly. But no, I'm dead ass curious. Where in Tennessee?
She's bringing it back to Alan Jackson. Bitch.
That's why it's
She says I'm dead ass curious.
it's Oak Ridge.
Oak
You ever heard of it?
Ridge,
So
but
it's,
like,
it's
is
near
it,
Knoxville. It's close,
Knoxville?
but it's like a little
Did you-
sciencey town. So,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's why I'm like I talk like this, and I'm kind
You're
of like
sciencey.
it's like a liberal, nerdy.
Yeah.
So we were surrounded by like Tennessee culture, and I was
So
in this
you're
little
like Huntsville
bubble.
in Alabama because it's all NASA.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't belong in the South or in like. I mean, I belong everywhere, but it's
yeah,
like
right?
Oh, well.
You
Yeah.
for everybody?
yeah.
yeah.
But
Oh,
people.
Nate Bargatze trying to be ass.
He's funny though. He's funny.
I know he's
though.
funny.
I
He
kinda,
fun,
yeah,
though.
I'm
Yeah.
into the clean.
I think he's
I'm into
funny.
the clean.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm glad too.
Ooh, into the
I
clean.
wish. I think that I could do it if I were around cleaner people all the time. Like, cause I'm gonna talk about whatever I'm experiencing. You know.
Yeah.
Like I think about this a lot with like not having my child. Not to get all cried and sad, whatever. But like.
that's fine.
My
go there.
life took a different direction. So like all of the people that I hung out with for the longest are people that don't have children or people that were completely averse to having children, you know? And so it was a different kind of lifestyle that I was experiencing, and then I started talking about what I was experiencing But it doesn't matter what I'm experiencing. It's going to be funny when I talk about it. It's just this is the way it went. Because if I had still had her or still did the whole family route, I would be talking about my children or whatever the fuck in that, the clean stuff.
I'm a curse either way, though. And that I know is bad for the YouTube.
What?
Cursing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've started like bleeping it. Like if I do a reel, I'll just take it out because it's still the same. I do think it helps with the algo a bit to just
also if you like put the closed captions up, if you change the word, you can still say it. It doesn't matter.
Say fag or something.
I changed my mind about all of that when I moved to California. In 2010, there was a big ass billboard on the road that said "fuck." I'm like, children can see this.
Yeah.
Children can read this, and they're like, yeah, it's just a word.
I don't give a shit about cussing in front of my kids. Like,
right. They don't either.
It's like you're gonna hear it at school. So
yeah, you're gonna hear it at school. At least if you hear it from me, you're gonna know how to do it correctly.
Yeah. Don't do heroin, but you can.
Yeah, right. You can
say
shit,
but don't say it to your grandma because just know the context of.
Yeah, be smart.
Yeah.
But that's also raising children in multi-generational homes like excuse me. None of my nieces and nephews are around their grandparents all the time like we were or like I was around my grandparents, or I see it's mostly black and brown families that they can live multi-generational in one home.
Yeah.
Like the grandparents are at the house when the kids come home from school, the kids help the grandparents help the kids, like, and also in Vietnamese culture, the the nail lady.
It's getting cultured on here.
Yeah, she was telling us about what my mom was going to the same nail people for years and years and years. So she's at the nail salon trying to learn a Korean or Vietnamese. Like, she's like, how do you say? She's counting her numbers or whatever. But then, the one on Merriman Avenue, hands on Vicky, she got a ingrown toenail out of my foot in a moment, and it had been there for a month. She's amazing. Either way, she and her husband moved here, and when she had her kid, sent the kid back to live with the grandparents until the kid was 13, and then brought it back. Brought the child back. But that was customary. They all did that. Everybody, like, that was the time for the parents to like
get
have
some of that old school
bit of their youth together after procreating, and then also building whatever.
Pretty cool.
Right.
That is cool.
It is cool. I think children should be around old people.
I almost think like, white people have the most money, so you can just isolate yourself more. Like a gated community is always going to be mostly white.
I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
Well, but
I've seen it,
but it gets creepy. It's like you're saying, like when everybody's in a house, it's like there's all that life and love and connection.
Yeah.
And then you people get rich enough
diplomacy.
Compromise and
you learn life skills and how you're going to have to deal with the world.
Sharing a bathroom with your great grandma.
Yeah. I mean, you might get scarred a little bit, but that builds character, baby.
Yeah.
It builds character.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, it's good. The lulls are good. You know? It's like you gotta let it breathe sometimes.
Do what?
You let it breathe.
Yeah. Actually, I need to reset I'm strapped up.
Yeah.
My back hurts really bad.
Oh.
Every day.
So I wore my TENS unit yesterday for a whole hour, and I got up today and I stood up all the way straight without being in excruciating pain. So I'm like, and we're about to have to ride in a car for
a lot of hours.
A lot of hours.
Today?
Yeah.
And tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to Atlanta tonight and then Florida tomorrow.
Oh shit. Comedy?
Yeah.
And you guys are going together?
Yeah.
I'm like her manager.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, the amount of people in my life that have been my manager.
It's a lot to manage.
They're like, Hilliary, you are a lot to wrangle. But I think she's actually got the power to do it because
I surely do. I've got the spirit.
I got the spirit.
I'll talk to you again in a couple days when you come back.
Yeah. No, I mean, hell, how long's it been so far?
It's
been
you
working
graduated on the 11th, and then she moved in with me that day.
Yes.
And we have already...
This month?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, we've already redone the whole house. Well, there's still some work to do, but we
deep clean
the whole bathroom from ceiling
Repainted.
to floor. Repainted.
A
It's
mural.
beautiful.
Yeah.
A mural. She's like, I ain't never done no mural.
You painted a mural?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she
Fuck
graduated for fine arts. You know,
Okay,
she's a talented oil painter. And,
hell yeah.
Oh,
So, give me
Yeah.
some like links if you want to.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Link it down in the description.
Also,
Put
she's
that
doing a
Vietnamese
lot of
nail
stuff,
place in
though.
there too.
We're making merch.
We're making merch. Oh yeah, my
This
sorry
is
dad
for-
merch.
This is for Florida.
Dad.
Well, honestly, this is for forever.
Oh,
is
hell
what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
But this is the merch that we made. We're just gonna keep it pushing.
I was gonna talk about your digital art also.
Oh, bitch.
Because she made the programs for my church show, for my Hallelujah Hillary show, and they were so good. Now the Amanda at the yacht club, she wants her to do the menus for the yacht club, and I'm
hell yeah.
like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me help you network, bitch. You got all
Yeah.
these skills,
Yeah.
and I was
And
like,
you know
mine
all
is
the people,
talking,
yeah.
right?
Right?
Where'd
And
you-
let me schedule you.
Yeah,
Right.
I schedule you.
She
and we
keeps me
go.
on a schedule. I keep her meeting the right people. It's wild.
Yeah.
It is wild.
It's mutually
Yeah.
beneficial for the both of us, and I am happy about
Yeah,
it.
we're
Where-
elated.
Where'd you graduate from?
UNC Asheville.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did too. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Cool.
Oh, okay. Well,
Look
no,
at
woo, woo.
y'all.
Oh.
Bow wow, woo, woo.
Nerds. Yeah.
Look at y'all.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Educated
What'd you
human
do?
beings.
I'm a computer nerd. It's not.
That's cool.
yeah.
Okay, but I did hear you say on the last one with Minori about your job is with the weather.
Yeah.
Okay,
We do
tell
like
me
web
about
apps
Yeah,
for
I
the
want to
West.
know about that.
So that's all just the new administration. It's just like climate change funding. It's all. So I might not have a job like any day. Every week there's like somebody carrying out their box of stuff, crying. And it's very stressful at the moment.
Oh, no. Thank God for comedy, right?
Yeah, right.
Hell.
I
He's
mean-
like, look here. This is just the path my life is taking.
Yeah.
I got my dry bar special. My job's gonna end. I'm going
Yeah.
on the road.
That's gonna
baby.
change everything. You know
Yeah.
how that is when your thing comes out. All of a
I
sudden
mean-
you get to. I'm gonna get some of that.
Action.
Yeah. I try to set the bar low, but
Well, dry bar's high.
you should do one.
Right.
You should do one.
I need to go hang out with
We should
only.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Well, the dry bar is
All of them.
clean.
Yeah, but you just need 20 to 25. So
Yeah, right. I got 20,
And
25
you
minutes.
sit
that I
down
can
and
do
you go like,
clean.
yeah, and then you.
I just have to remember because, like, when I get on stage, I'm like, I've got to be clean today. It's like all I can think is fuck, 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 fuck.
Yeah, but if you let one slip, I think it's okay. They can edit it out. But
Okay.
if you just say fuck the whole time, that's
Oh yeah.
gonna
Well,
be
I don't feel
unusable.
like I do that
Yeah.
all the time anyway.
And
Now,
you
there are
clean
times-
content.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if I do my Dolly Parton material.
Right.
If I do my the movie material, because see, I
Even being in
wonder
bed.
if dry, yeah,
And
right,
getting
and the
littles
fat
clean.
stuff is
Clancy
fine.
Hawkins is going to be a problem.
Clancy Hawkins is gonna be a
Lollipopping
problem.
ain't going in there.
Lollipopping ain't going in there.
I'm running the hits in my mind. I'm like, no,
what other
no,
one?
no.
I can't do that one.
Plant-based.
'Cause, like, I
But
can't
you would
do-
do. I mean, the clean audience would loves you. You know, because
Yeah, yeah.
it's like you can
Well,
connect
'cause
with like down
that's
home
right.
family,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
You
I like that
Uh-huh.
audience. People are always
Yeah.
like, fuck that. I love that
I
audience.
don't hate the
I
audience.
like
I
that
love
audience
all the
just as
people.
like the
I'm
odd on
gonna
Tuesday's
mention
cool. Everybody's got.
I like people to listen to Alan Jackson.
that was a Dolly Parton.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
You guys are gonna have fun on tour. Have you been on tour with?
No,
Hillary?
see, this
Yeah.
is the
This is the
first time
first
for
time.
her.
Because when I go do stuff like that, I just like sit there and then afterwards I just like talk a little and leave.
Do you go
You
by
guys are gonna be-
yourself?
I like to go by myself.
We were
yeah.
discussing this in the
Yeah.
vehicle.
'Cause-
That ain't for me,
Yeah.
boy. It ain't for me.
yeah.
Are you
Oh,
an
If
extra?
I
I'm
know.
driving
Yeah.
in the car for too long by myself, I'm gonna have to pull over because I'm crying.
Yeah. I mean, you're an extrovert, right? Like all the way.
Yeah.
So I mean,
You're an introvert.
yeah. So after the
Okay.
show, I'm like ready to just like
Be
process.
alone.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, we're going out to the yacht club. I'm like,
Yeah.
my kids, but really, I probably could come, but I just,
Yeah.
I'm
Don't
like, I've
have
had
to
enough. I'm
stay.
like saturated with.
Oh yeah.
And comedians
No.
are so like charismatic and funny and loud that like
Some of them,
I
not
just-
everybody.
Yeah, well,
And
loud.
not a lot of them around here. All like there's so many, especially with everybody getting sober. I'm like, boy, I like to take breaks, you know. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever be like completely sober, unless I do like take a vow of silence or something. And I go in the woods for a month. Like, it's gonna be extreme, whatever it is. If I'm gonna make it happen, like
that becomes the drug. Like, extremely not doing drugs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's how I like quit drinking.
And I don't want to be that person though.
I quit drinking. I was like, just being like not having drinks is like a fucking drug because I've drank so much for so long. So you can kind of flip it in your mind, you know?
Right.
Like sobriety is like, this is actually more intense than like just drinking more whiskey.
Well, it has to be.
Yeah.
More intense. Well, who was somebody?
You realize you got all these feelings you just been like drowning with booze for your whole life, and then they're coming out, and you're like,
well,
fuck.
Look, even with the booze, they're still coming out of me. I am constantly expressing so many emotions.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like.
Yeah, you're in touch with your
emotions.
Feelings.
In touch with your feelings, or
you did cry last time you came on the podcast.
I did.
It was great.
Yeah,
it's the only time that's happened. It's kind of.
Well, life
it'd be a better
has
podcast if
then.
it happened more often.
Ian did move out. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
And
that was for the last time.
The last time we were on, I was like,
no, because of all of it, all the process.
Because of all of it, all of it. And Roman was on it with me. He's like. Roman's like, do I get to speak? And then I would be quiet, and he would say shit worth listening to. I said, Roman, tell me to be quiet one more time. I swear to God.
Funny.
I love him. He's so stupid.
Wild. He's wild as hell.
Yeah. Last night we did this show at Tiki Easy, and they weren't ready. It's going to be a good show. It's trial and error. We're figuring it out. And Kayla's amazing. There, every place in the world in Asheville is asking her to do a show, and I'm like, y'all, she's about to have a baby. She needs to chill the fuck out a little bit, you know. But she's still doing it. Either way, have you been to Tiki Easy?
No.
Okay, so it's a speakeasy, tiki themed. If you couldn't gather that, in the back of Highwire, like you have behind. Men's Tune-Up.
Yeah, okay.
You have to go into Highwire and then in the back. So Roman's 50th birthday party was there. So I was there. I went and like his sister had hung up all these pictures of him throughout his life. I just printed out 8x10s all over the restaurant. But it storms inside. Once every
like Margaritaville.
hour. Like I've never been to Margaritaville either.
Have you been to Margaritaville? Well, damn, I'm the only redneck in this room that's been to Margaritaville.
Well, you might be, sis. Because I'm in touch with my red side. But I'm way more than red.
Florida?
Me too.
Is that where it is?
No, it is down in Myrtle Beach.
Oh.
Oh, God. That makes so much more sense. I was like, I vowed not to be there no more.
Really?
Like, that was the first beach I ever went to with my childlike self.
Childlike self.
I was just my child. I was just a child. What the hell?
Me and my childlike self.
Me as a child.
Yeah.
That was where we went.
To Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. We were 40 miles inland of Myrtle Beach, but my mom hated the beach. So...
Why'd you do that?
I don't know. I'm like, you're a Pisces. You should be like healed by the ocean waves, man.
Trauma, I guess. Hell.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I went back when I was 9 years old with a friend.
Let's see if this helps.
Yeah. Also, I like the sound of the cicadas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have this at your house, the cicadas? Insane.
I don't.
We have more here.
I hear it, but not as
But
loud.
it's faint because we were like closer into town.
Right. It's been insane here, but it's starting to
as
taper
soon
off.
as I got out of the car, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. A few weeks ago, it was even more.
That's
cool.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I like it. I forgot what I was talking about. It
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
but the show, the Tiki Easy Margaritaville.
Oh yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
It was so ridiculous. And Roman went like Xandra, while she was in her set, it stormed and she was so nervous she started singing. She started singing about the joke she was doing, and then she goes, I'm panicking. It was hilarious. And then Roman was just crazy. That's why I started talking about it, because I was talking about him. He like sat down beside people because it was a cordless mic. A cordless mic. You know, see this?
Not this.
It was a cordless mic, and so he was walking around all over talking to people. It was
Oh.
I don't know if they liked it or
He
not.
loves crowd work.
Yeah, he does.
He loves
Yeah.
crowd work, but he's good at it.
Yeah,
Hell.
no, he's great.
I-
He likes to play with the audience.
I
and-
love it. I love watching him do that.
Yeah.
Because he really takes pauses. Like,
Yeah,
like a lot of
long
when people do,
pauses.
long pauses.
Yeah.
But he's like relaxed in it. Whereas a lot of times
It's
people
cool.
do crowd work and they're like, you can tell they're like, yeah, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
If there's too much of a silence when I'm doing mine, if it's not something that I want them to be quiet for, I start to panic. I'm like, oh God, how can I fill this up? What kind of inflection do I need to put on my word to make them pay attention to me?
Yeah.
You know, like it.
Yeah.
I panic, but then I have to remember,
let it
take
breathe.
a breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I'm trying to get into that. The
I'm
podcast
trying.
has helped with that too, because it's like we don't have to be funny the whole time, so it's like
Yeah.
holding a mic, but yet sometimes it's just
You're just talking.
Yeah.
it's
Just chilling.
like
Right.
a pause.
Talking about the cicadas.
But there's different styles. I mean, Roman's like kind of a chill dude. Like
Yeah.
you're kind of full on energy. So
Right.
I'm a lot
Yeah.
of energy
Right.
until I'm not.
really,
It's even
there-
when you're not a lot of energy, you're
It's
still
when
a lot
I'm
of energy.
yeah. But even then, I picture you like like having like
I do.
dreams,
I will.
like,
So funny.
I've
like
heard.
flopping around,
I
like
do move a lot.
singing
funny.
gospel.
No, it's actually quite peaceful when.
Look, yeah.
It is quite peaceful. I felt like I was driving around a little baby when she fell asleep.
I do. Sometimes I do get car calypsy. Like I'll be in the car, 2 minutes in the car. I'm like, I'm asleep unless I'm driving. And we drove back from the lake the other day, and I don't know if we were in the car for 10 minutes before
20.
I passed all the way out.
A full
and
20.
then I woke up when we turned it on
Right
the road
in the
to
phone.
the house. I was like, we're almost home.
Yeah, literally, I felt it. I was like, she about to wake up. She know we here. The spirit told me.
The spirit told me, shut up, fool.
Me and my spirit.
So you guys have been living together for like 2 or 3 weeks now?
Yeah, dude.
So you're about to have the craziest summer of your...
Yeah, well, I don't know
Life.
if it's the
Maybe
craziest
not.
summer of my life, but
Well,
it
the
will
Myrtle
be
Beach
a good crazy
shit,
summer.
Yeah.
She don't really party though. She don't
I don't
drink.
party. I
That's
just go
good.
and do.
That's good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
no.
know. I'm like, I don't have to worry about
Your
it.
manager probably shouldn't like
Yeah.
be
Well,
a total
Yeah.
lush.
Lush.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a
No,
good-
I'm glad about it, honestly.
Yeah, no, I don't. Drinking is not for me.
Really?
Drugs are not for me.
Really?
Really.
That's cool.
I mean,
That's cool that you...
are we allowed to say?
Yeah, you can say whatever.
Because I do like to smoke now. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
She said, can we say? Like, no, bitch, we're not allowed to talk about.
I do love the smell of a good cigarette in the morning, though.
That's
Yeah.
wild to me.
Like a secondhand
I smoke
whiff?
cigarettes
Not
sometimes.
just such a secondhand. Do you mean?
Yeah,
okay.
dude.
Yeah.
Just the smell. I'm like,
I kind of like. I feel that. Like
Yeah.
having a
Only
coffee and you
when
just
it's
get a little of
first
it.
lit.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
it's first lit, it makes
Yeah.
me feel French.
Yeah, and the more
It makes
pulls.
me feel free.
Well, especially if I'm drinking coffee when I'm smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, right.
But I don't like a stale cigarette smell, like in the house or like
Ashtray.
Like if somebody
Yeah.
smokes in their house and then goes outside and it's raining,
Oh,
I can smell you from 3 blocks, and I'm like, God dang, that's awful.
That's tough.
I hate it. I've got a nose like a bloodhound too. I smell everything, and you're really sensitive to smells too.
and bitch, everything. Honestly, I feel like I can hear everything. Smell.
No, I
everything.
can't hear
Yeah.
everything.
Because you don't do drugs or alcohol.
That
You
probably
like.
is it. You
You ever
know?
just like yeah.
That's probably it.
Can you
actually.
smell?
I think so, but I do worry that when somebody says they smell real good, or their sense of smell is real good, I worry that
Oh
like,
yeah, that you can't.
it stinks in here or something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
No, actually, I'd be
don't
the first to
smell
tell
Yeah.
you. I'd
Yeah.
be the first
I would
to tell
want to
you.
know. I would want to
honestly.
know. Or we have a cat in the house, so sometimes I'm like,
I don't smell cat.
we
and I
keep it
don't-
clean, but you never know if you're that guy. And people, you guys
yeah.
leave, and you're like, this house smells like cat pee.
No,
It's like fucking
you
tell me
would
if
know.
it smells like cat
You
pee.
would
Yeah.
know because I wouldn't be able to not tell you.
Yeah.
I told James
Yeah.
Burks one time. I was like, God, it smells like
James
cat piss
Burks.
in here.
I like
and then
how
come to find
James
out.
Burks comes up immediately.
Yeah,
You're like,
well, because he had
old cigars.
No, not even that. His goats had pissed on his britches.
Ah.
It was goat piss.
Oh.
But like everywhere I went, I was walking. I was like, damn, it smells like piss in here. And it's because he didn't have time to go get ready before coming out or whatever.
Damn.
And the goat, I was like, yeah, I might have to leave them britches at home, bro.
Yeah, that's giving priorities.
Yeah.
All out of way.
Yeah, right.
But no, you don't stink. Don't worry. You don't.
Yeah, I mean,
our faces can't hide nothing.
right. That's for damn sure. I went to a gas station the other day, the one closest to my house, and it has started to smell weird. I'm not gonna lie, it has. But like, I like one of the little guys that works behind the counter. He's real nice to me every time. He knows what I want.
One of the little guys.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
And there's more than one little guy.
Little guy, right?
But he's your favorite.
He's my favorite. His name is Kai, and he's cute and he's sweet and takes care of me. But there was some other fella in there the other day, and I walked in and I was like, God damn, it smells like something died in here. And I was like, hey man, can you smell that it smells like something died in here? Like, because it smells like something died in here. He looked me dead in my face and said, Jess.
And that was it.
And that was it. He didn't say nothing else to me.
Jess?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Like, yes, it does smell like something died in here.
It took me a second.
Yes,
I was like,
know.
Yeah.
And that's it.
What do you guys think?
But then there were other people just sitting there playing the slots in that stench. I'm like, good God.
I mean, that's
surreal.
Suiting, right? If you're doing the slots in a gas station as your hangout,
that's crazy.
It should stink, I think.
It should stink. Well, it does.
It shouldn't smell like good coffee. Like that's what you're choosing. You guys gamble.
There for the
you guys
smell.
do slots and gas.
No,
Okay.
I did when
I mean, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I'm like,
yeah, it stinks. But
you're hanging out for hours in there.
Yeah,
in a stinky
that's
gas?
weird. I don't understand.
Yeah.
You know what? That was a funny joke, though, dude. 'Cause
Well, it
you're
was
right.
a funny joke.
I mean, because he's right. Hell, you'd expect it to stink.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
joke.
picked that. Like, yeah.
She's like, I knew it was funny by how I didn't laugh, but I can think about it. It is good. That's
I'll take
funny.
it. What do you guys think about the fake weed? You know.
It don't make a
weed
difference
diet.
to me.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I didn't. In the beginning of it, I didn't really care for it because every time I did, like if I smoked CBD, it gave me a headache, right? But my friend Trevor has been growing THCA, which is, it works when you light it up.
Yeah.
And he is Smoky Mountain Hemp Company. He gave us for my show that he did. He put coupons in the church program for people to take. It was funny. And he brought some over yesterday and it was beautiful. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be like fake weed and real weed with this big gap, but I think it's kind of like
it's getting closer.
I almost think like fake weed is like as powerful as it needs to be. Like 10, 20 years ago, the best weed was the same strength as fake weed now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, right,
It's like
right,
they're
right.
just trying to make every beer like 20% and every. It's like things don't
why?
have to be
The extreme.
because then you just get adjusted to it, and it does the same thing, but now you just need
More,
extreme.
yeah.
So
Right.
I kind of into the fake weed. I kind of like it.
I'm kind of into the fake
You can
weed,
go
he
in
said.
and you can have a conversation. You have to go over to some dude's apartment, and there's like the passed
Oh,
out
yeah.
person. You know?
The passed out.
That's funny.
Yeah, I haven't been to
You
that
know?
weed dude since I was in high school, though.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
we used to go across the street from our high school to this dude named Camper Kev's house, and he lived in a camper because his grandparents didn't want him to live in the house with them. But he was he was a senior. Or maybe he was a super senior when I was a freshman. And then
That checks out.
but we went to his house and he was completely bald and his legs was real skinny. I was like, God, has he got cancer or something? Like, what's wrong with him? Poor fella. But then he and his girlfriend used to beat each other up all the time. And I came and I sat them down. I was like, listen here, y'all. You got to lock it up. I'm like, you're not allowed to do this anymore. I took him a Christmas card.
That is silly.
It was crazy. I was out there witnessing to the weed man. But I was for real. I'm like, you can't hit her. You can't hit him. Y'all have to stop this.
That's what's up, man.
I was like, this is craziness.
Yeah.
And that she didn't. Neither one of them had any more bruises the next time I went to see him. So
That's
I think
good.
they split up. No, I don't know.
let's hope so.
I'm not caught up on Camper Kev's current living situation.
That's so silly.
Yeah, that shit was wild. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, no, I do. I like
haven't thought about that in a long
the
time.
convience of the fake weed sometimes.
Yeah.
Because if you're running low
Well,
and you
also
just need
I
to
love a
pre-roll.
display.
Yeah.
I love a display. You
Yeah.
know, like going shopping, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Like when I was in Vegas, they had bud tenders. Like it was a bar but weed, and they had all these different select pieces, and they would clean.
Ooh,
like
we need to
You
go.
got your own mouthpiece. Like every time.
We
like,
need to raise money
Oh.
for a tour so we can go.
Well,
all
I
over
did this
America.
before. I've got. What do you think of this? I want to go to New York. And I talked to my friend Chanel Ali, and she's like, Hilliary, pick a date and go. She's like, when you pick the date, start your campaign. You have to start a campaign. You need to tell everybody that you need.
You have picked your date.
You need to put it on your...
For booking or for what?
For
going,
everything.
booking, everything.
Like going, booking. She's like, talk to everybody that you know in New York and make a way that you can stay with people for a month, maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
You know? She's like, and then you'll figure it out. You're not going to have to start at the bottom because I already have credits. And I get that I won't have to start at the bottom in comedy. I'm more worried about starting from the bottom of not knowing a motherfucking thing about that city or how to do the subways or like just basic shit, how to get around.
It's easy
You know?
because you know the streets, girl. You're fine.
Yeah, you'll figure that
You're
out.
fine.
I don't know
girl.
which streets you
I
talking
didn't
about.
know,
I
dude,
know.
I didn't
I'm not
know.
told the streets in the holler, bitch.
No, I didn't know that was your hole up.
It's not the only hold up.
I mean, you'll figure that. Just like
Yeah,
give
don't-
yourself some
you're
time.
Cool enough
I
to
don't-
ask people.
Don't
yeah.
leave 30 minutes before you got your first show. Just give yourself
Yeah.
some time and you'll figure it out.
yeah, at least
Yeah.
3
No
hours
problem.
before.
3 hours, yeah.
You know what? I'll call you. I'll make sure that you are on your
Yeah,
schedule.
yeah, right. Get on your
And-
schedule.
Yeah, dude.
Either way, she said to start a campaign, right? She's like, you'll start your campaign, you'll start telling
Campaign.
people, asking for it. And I'm like, could you imagine me going across the country like Hillary for president? Like, that was where mine went
Ding, ding,
immediately.
ding, 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 ding. New merch coming out, y'all. Ding, ding, ding.
No, Hillary for New York or something. Yeah.
like anything, girl.
Dude, but when I raised the money to do that, Aloha Comedy, the one in Hawaii, the comedy festival, I raised almost $2,000 in a week and a half doing squats in Christmas attire.
We're gonna need to do
So
that again.
I'm like, yeah, I need to do squats anyway for the core.
Yeah.
But I just don't know, like, it's easy to do a Christmas or holiday theme. I'm like, I can throw an outfit together out of nothing. But nobody's going to want to watch me just do squats.
Girl, people love to watch you do just anything. Yeah! Hello.
not wrong.
Oh, word!
She's not wrong. Yeah, we talk about that on here a lot.
Thanks,
How
Caitlyn.
I mean, yeah, dude.
that you can
Okay,
kind of you
right.
can kind of like walk up and not say any jokes yet, and there's already like some charisma. So we talk, we talk about that. You've probably heard that on here
Mhm, I've
before, where
heard
it's
it.
like I go up there, I'm like, all right, I gotta like get, I don't think there's anything. People aren't just excited before I start talking,
Yeah.
So you could, you could just like read the paper and some
Yeah.
reels, and people would be like,
Well, that's what I did for.
you'd be singing the paper, and
Yeah, dude.
people would be like, yeah, I'll throw some money at it.
Yeah, right.
see, throw some money at
Yeah.
it. That's what I need.
So you
But
want
then it makes
you want
somebody
money? Is that what you mean by campaign? Is you want to figure out how to like
raise the
fund
money
it?
to right, yeah.
Fundraise.
What about
Fund it.
people to stay with? I'd start there. Like, do you have people? Because that's going to be the biggest
I have
expense.
a lot of people that have said that I could.
So I would get those dates locked in, and then
Right.
once you got that covered, you just got to get there and eat while you're there, and then get around.
And
so,
I don't need to eat that much. You know what I'm saying?
right. So you could. So that's like how much
Skinny
money you
arrow.
need,
a peanut butter sandwiches. I'm gonna carry me a loaf of bread around. Like,
Because if you cannot house yourself, pay for that.
yeah,
then
right.
I think that's the biggest part of the equation.
Yeah.
This is my skill. I'm good at the,
Yeah, that
logistics.
Yeah, right. I need that.
Yeah.
She's
But you got a
good.
manager, so
Well,
college
she-
graduate,
she's overwhelmed.
doesn't
like,
drink or do drugs, doesn't have kids in the comedy career of their
but
own.
also doesn't do logistics like that.
Now
Yeah.
that I would have to have somebody to tell me what to go look for, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
She could
Yeah,
learn
but it's
it.
like the big rocks go in before the little rocks. You know that metaphor?
Right.
Yeah, so I would say like housing, like just figure out. Somebody's like, I'm actually going to be gone for 2 weeks. And you're like, sweet. So I'm definitely fucking being there those 2 weeks. And then
Yeah.
the week before, like I'd start with housing.
Start with housing.
Dates
And then,
for housing.
Yeah. And then, cause that's the big,
dates
and
for
then it's
shows.
like, yeah, driving up there. I mean, that's not expensive.
We could
How
probably
brilliant.
even do
I mean-
a cheap flight for the one way.
Yeah, actually, they
For
have the
one way?
Allegiance. Yeah, they have the Allegiance.
Allegiant ones, yeah.
Right, yeah, so do that because then you don't have to put a car anywhere. So
Right.
you
Well,
solve
I
that.
wasn't going to take a car anyway.
So you got
I don't
the,
have one.
She's not allowed to drive no
you
more.
gotta-
Oh, no, ma'am!
But like in the fancy way.
ma'am,
No, girl, in like the fancy way. Like
I like it when you guys
need
yell
a
in harmony.
chauffeur.
It's like a chord or something, you know?
Yeah, right.
I'm going to try to get in on the next one and add the third.
Okay. Do you know what's really funny about that? She had come over to the house and Miranda was at my house and I was talking about my ideas. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And it was right when Ian had just started to move out, you know. I was like, when he gets all of his stuff, I want to do this, this, and this. And we got hype about it, you know. And Miranda's like, I don't know what family thing is happening right now, but it just keeps getting faster and louder.
Yeah, it is.
She's like, she's set back like, yeah. But it was beautiful, you know. She's like, it's a good thing.
Oh, it's gonna be a great episode. I can already tell. It's a different energy than we've had before.
It surely is. Now that
It surely is, baby, and it should be. You know, it should be different.
But yeah, start with housing, and then like people. You know, like Tom Peters. I mean, you probably know.
I already called Tom Peters. I talked to him for 30 minutes the other day, and it was great.
Because you got different types of friends. You know,
yeah, right.
Your
but
friend
he is
who is the most charismatic on stage might not be the friend that's actually there when he says he's going to be there when you show up with your shit. You know, like Tom Peters is like. Pretty responsible.
Yeah,
you know
he is responsible. He's there actually.
Start with your nerdiest friends.
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
My nerdiest friends.
But then I don't know, your charismatic, crazy friends they'll come in handy too. Cause
eventually. But I don't know a lot of those.
She preaches
in New York
about how it do take a village.
Yeah.
It do take a village. If it ain't for one person, there's gonna be another person. They all go together.
Yeah.
Right. I do. I believe in community.
Yeah.
You surely do.
Yeah.
Like somebody, my friend Corey's like, Hilliary, you sound like you're trying to start a cult. And I'm like, no, I just want everybody to come together and work together and love each other.
No, I love it. It's always
it is kind of culty.
So this is why I don't plan the podcast, because like there's themes that come up. So we were talking about like going to the nail place and like multi-generational families, and now you're kind of saying another side of that. So it's cool that this idea of like community and sharing space with people.
Statement.
A thesis. You know all about a thesis statement. Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of a thesis statement. Just because I didn't write one in school doesn't mean I don't know. But she's like asking me questions that will help me like decide or you know, because I'm like, I like this thing, I like this thing, I want to talk about this, and I also want to talk about this. Like I cannot be pigeonholed into one thing. Like everybody's like, oh, she's fat and sassy and country, and I'm like, yeah, I am all of those, but I also fuck you up. You know, like
I mean that's the problem with the algo now, is I think the algo wants you to be one type of person, you know?
But
like,
I've never been just one type of person.
and I don't want to do it that way either. I want to be able to talk about everything.
Yeah.
But if I like dressed weird and was like, I'm just the guy who talks about whatever 90s video games, then
that's what happens
the algo's
in Charlotte.
like, we know what to do with you.
In Charlotte, every time that I went there, if I strayed away from talking about being a fat girl, then I would lose the crowd. Like Black Comment had to get up and be blackity black. I got to talk about black stuff. And then they would be like, yeah, Jewish guy. Yeah, Jewish guy, if they're talking about Jewish jokes. And if I talked about anything other than being fat, they were like,
in Charlotte?
Yeah, at the Comedy Zone specifically, like every single audience, and they were different audiences, and I feel like I engage with the audience as much as possible. You know,
that's just maybe a weird audience, though. Right?
Yeah, but that place specifically,
Charlotte,
but there were other places in Charlotte where that's happened.
Yeah, it does have a different culture.
I don't know.
Charlotte has a different culture than where we are for sure. So does Raleigh, so does Greensboro. Let's talk about Greensboro.
People love to hate on Charlotte the most, though. That's
they do.
It's because Florida and Charlotte. I just
Florida
hear the
and
most.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
But Charlotte's right there.
I mean Florida.
I mean, I've had a good time both places.
Yeah.
But I've just noticed people shit on Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm not trying to shit on Charlotte. It's the Queen City, baby. Okay, and I like going there for things. Sometimes there's one hole in the wall wing place that Miranda and I found. Who was with us? Me and Miranda and Alex, and that shit was so good. We talked about just driving down there 2 hours to get it again. I was like, she broke her veganism to eat these motherfucking wings.
Wow,
they were so good.
We're gonna
I can't remember the name of the place.
Chicken hates to see me coming.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go, bitch.
Shut up, fool! I can't take your ass.
But it's silly because we both have chicken themed shit.
We do, because our grandma loves chicken chicken's like, I got this chicken on my arm. This is Gladys. Like and this is for my grandma for when she dies.
When'd you get that?
I got this. This was
long time ago.
Hail.
Like 5, 10 more?
Yeah, not 10.
Because I just got some new ones. I'm wondering how that. I'm starting to check out the.
Well, this one was the first one that I ever got. And then this was my second one, and I got this one and this one at the same time.
Because I kind of like the fade, you know.
Right, but they don't. So loud. Like, these were supposed to be muted, kind of, or not muted, but like
chiller, yeah.
Yeah, earth tones, like because I'll be bright, you know, and like I can't clash, so I need it to be neutral tones on my body. I think.
Yeah.
I think
that's cool. I think that's smart.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But then I also think about like what this side, where are they gonna go? You know, because I have one on my thigh here, and then I just got this one on my thigh here, all the way up. It's hot too. I can't wait to get it finished.
Fuck yeah!
Batty alert!
Batty alert!
I just got this one this week.
Oh yeah!
You love a tiger.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about. Ooh, I just spat.
You love a tiger. Why did you say that?
I love a tiger too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love a damn tiger.
I'm just starting to let them just be like, what do you, I'm just West Ed, like,
dude,
put stickers on me, like, and then.
I love that.
Like, the first one, I was like, the meaning, and now I'm just like, what do you feel like doing today? Not like a skull not another skull.
Yeah, not another
something
skull.
too evil,
yeah, right.
Yeah, like, I just wanted to be like, there's stickers, and West Asheville artists just patch up a bunch of stickers. And,
yeah. My friend Haley Hallback, she did all of these, and the one on this side. She's incredible.
What is the one on your?
It's peonies, and there's a little. God, what is the name of that insect? It looks like a bee crossed with a praying mantis. But it has a name. But it was I got this the same day that Pee Wee Herman died, so its name is Herman. Shit. Oh, Haley, she's amazing. And she has pieces, like, she's the first person that told me about how tattoo artists actually want that. They want to, like, create some things. Mm-hmm. Like, tell them about a thing, but then whatever they create for you. Yeah. Like, that's the whole point of using them as an artist. You don't want to take them and be like, here, paint this sticker on me.
Exactly,
you know?
This. And they're like, okay. Like, you want the artist, like, fully activated, you know? Like,
so this one right here, the first one, it's a National Geographic, vintage National Geographic cover. Everybody always asks me if it's a mirror or an iPad, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's an iPad because I'm so techie, but it's green because I'm connected to nature. No, it was for my grandfather, and I was just gonna get the yellow rectangle only. That's on the magazine.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll do it for the same price if you let me do what I want. And I was like, hell yeah, do what you want, girl. And I love it. She made it look like the page. And we haven't decided about what was going to go in here yet. But I can't take.
Yeah, I was wondering. So you're going to put something in there?
I was going to. Like,
It's kind of cool, though. That it is kind of more like a mirror where it's like, what's your dream or whatever.
Yeah, what's my National Geographic? I got this.
What's your National Geographic? That's cool.
What would be me on a National Geographic? Yeah, I thought about blood. I thought about blood because it's family, my bloodline type shit.
Okay.
But then also, I bled to death for so long. Like, every bodily issue I've had has been an issue of blood. Like the woman trying to touch the hem of his garment. You know about that Bible story or no?
No.
Okay.
That's okay. That's okay, dog.
He was in the smart part of Tennessee.
Yeah.
He grew up in the smart part of Tennessee.
Yeah, they was in a box, separate, locked all the way over there.
Right?
We were learning about science and shit that day.
That's awesome, though.
No, I did go to church. I know a bunch of the stories, but not that many. I guess,
right.
you know.
No, that's cool.
There was a woman with an issue of blood.
Too much blood?
Too much blood. And she was unclean all the time because she was bleeding all the time. And Jesus was coming to town. She heard he was coming and that he had the power to heal people. And she stepped out on faith. Yeah. She's like, he don't even have to talk to me if I could just touch the hem of his garment. And she fought her way. Like, it's not even, it's the idea that I like about it, you know? Of her working to get there. Like, she's like, I don't even need everything. I don't need him to focus on me. I don't need all this shit. If I could just touch the hem of his garment, then I'll be healed. And that's what happened. And then he stops and he's like, someone has touched me. I'm like, I can feel it.
I can chill.
I swear to God, because it's how you say it.
It's the way you say it.
It's the way you say it.
Now, if there's one thing our crazy Papa did is tell you how to say something.
Look, my grandfather.
Yeah, delivery, right?
Also, I mean,
not this one. It's beautiful.
Delivery is everything.
Delivery is everything.
Timing, rhythm, tone.
Because he's a preacher, you know, and so I learned his cadence early on, you know, and then I'll be like, wait a minute. If I sat down and actually thought about what he was saying, I'm like, this don't make that bit of sense. I was like, none of this makes sense, but the whole entire congregation would be weeping, you know,
right?
Because he made it personal.
Oh yeah.
You know, he made it personal. He shared himself. Which
very much like comedy.
Very, very much
you
like
think it's
comedy.
the words, but it's the magic in the room. It's like 99% of people at work are like, oh, let me tell you this funny thing that somebody else said. And it sucks because they think that if they just say the same words, but it's the energy.
It's the energy of what you're doing.
It's like smells and like people in a room.
Well,
all that
that's why
chemistry.
Cathedrals, like they were built that way for the sound to rise up and created an environment. The incense that was burned, they used all of these elements
multi-sensory
to manually create a spiritual experience. Because if you put people in the same space experiencing the same thing, you're going to create a tangible energy that everybody can feel.
Yeah.
Whether you're like keen to the spirit or not, like you're going to be able to feel it.
Yeah.
Like that's also.
They can become a mob. They can become like crying together. Like it becomes one organism.
It's supposed to be beautiful and like connective, you know. But this is what I love about the church. And this is also what I hate about the church, because when I was a kid,
the guilt and the shame ain't good. But
well, not even the guilt and the shame. This is something that I recently thought about. They put us all together in youth camp, and we were told to like share our most traumatic feelings or thoughts or like experiences. And you got a bunch of kids, people from all different walks of life, all different experiences, sharing all these heavy ass things. Of course, we're going to bond. And then you're going to tell them that this is the way out, that Jesus is, like, you're already down there.
You took them to a place where they're like vulnerable
like and need
easy
something.
to influence, like a cult kind of thing where you get them, separate
it's
them from
indoctrination because then you control it. Yeah. Because if you make somebody feel an emotion, you can lead them wherever the fuck you want them to go.
I mean, comedy's like that too, right?
It is, which is why it's such a heavy responsibility.
Yeah, you're open.
Like, that's part of the, like, I always want to be extremely authentic in whatever I talk about. Why am I crying?
Damn, because we done touched on the thesis statement, girl.
That's why you're here. It's
we done touched on the thesis.
This is a real podcast where people cry, okay? This is like...
It's real.
It's real.
It's authentic. I always want to be authentic, which is why I'm the same off and on the stage, you know?
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't.
Yeah, that's another thing I should have out here.
Yeah, we need a mirror.
Well, because how often are people crying on your podcast?
Mirror and a tissue ball.
This is stupid.
That's funny.
But yeah, the on and off stage thing, you know, that's
right. But that's also not show business. The difference with comedy, this is like, because show business is also smoke and mirrors. Like, all of my jokes are true and real that happened to me. Like, Cody used to say, you don't know any make-em-ups? He called them make-em-ups. And I'm like, no, I don't do make-em-ups. I have an experience, and then I will build on that thing if there. But it's like, I don't sit and write those funny things out because that feels regurgitative.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
That.
Yeah, like it feels like it's already been done. Like if I'm trying to think of how many jokes I can do about pantyhose, or how many jokes I can do about being fat, or fucking
anything.
What is it? Going to get your colonoscopy. You know, everybody has a take on it, right?
That's why you're like. I was almost there. I think I was like, I was like, I think there's a butthole on the end of that thumb. I was like sexual or medical. I was like
medical.
That's silly.
But like everybody talks about those things, like, you know. So I want to talk about mine, but it be all the way my shit. But I also, the reason, like if I'd gone into the church, I would be doing the exact same thing, except for I would feel like I was lying because I don't agree with the manipulation of it. So like I've had people tell me all of my life, like I was prophesied over in church. Over and over. I've gotten touched by strangers on the street, in my jobs. Like, they're like, you have something that you're supposed to share, right?
Yeah. You get the magnetism.
Yeah, well, but I don't want to share something that's not breathing life into people. You know, like, it's a heavy responsibility to be influential, and I want it to be right, because the things that influence me, I'm still trying to unlearn them and relearn myself. Like, even like the manipulation of the church. Like, my grandmother just sent me a fucking scripture yesterday.
Over a text message.
And it was trust in the Lord, lean not on your own understanding. And immediately I was reverted back to being a kid and singing, trust in the Lord, lean not on your own understanding, which sounds sweet and nice, like God's got it in the bag, you know. But it also taught me so early on not to trust my own instincts, or not to believe that I know, or I can trust my feelings, you know, which got me in some fucked up situations.
Yeah.
But then I also went against that, which is why they don't love me, or they don't like me, or they don't want me around, is because I did listen to myself. It's just now I'm almost 40 years old, and I still have to like double check and then triple check. And I'm like, girl, you did it. You got it. It's your thought. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And I still wonder, like, am I doing the right thing? So I only just want to do the right thing.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that childhood shit will stay with you forever.
Forever.
Like, I'm going to see my mom next month, and I'm wondering, like, she'll see my tattoos, and I just know, like, if I see her be disappointed or be like, oh, right, like, it's like, I'll still feel like I'm 8, like, I'll still feel that, like,
I'm in
she
trouble.
can shame me with just, like, a look. Not even on purpose, but it's like, it's just in my fucking DNA to be like.
I think I might have a tissue in my purse over there.
Oh, yeah.
You got tissues?
Let's get
I
it.
usually do. I got my snot rag.
There you go.
I can run in and
No,
get
it's
some
okay.
tissues if you want.
It's just I'm getting snotty now. Is this it? That's it. That's one of them. Thanks, sis.
Yo.
Here you go.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the worst. No, that's the worst.
see, I went to a really cool church growing up. Like, I went to a really cool church. I went to church every Sunday.
What was your denomination?
But it was Methodist. So, and it was in that sciencey town.
They're chill.
So we had a gay dude come over to our church in the 90s and be like, I'm a gay Christian, and that's cool. And like, looking back, I'm like, that was fucking so progressive. And then some other people from another church came and like heckled him, like, you're going to hell. And it was this whole scandal I didn't understand. But looking back, it was awesome. Like, we talked about Jesus, but it was also like, be a Buddhist, be whatever.
Right.
It's all the same.
Well,
like, just love people, be kind. So I think there's a lot of power in that. And like, I'm kind of worried, like, my kids, we don't go to church because it's boring. I don't want to go. But it's like, but now I look back, I'm like, I actually did get some good shit out of that.
Right. Exactly.
Like, I wasn't traumatized with shame. I mean, I am from my family, but not from church.
Right. Well,
So
see,
I
the
got off
difference is
lucky
our
with
family
that.
was the church.
Yeah, right.
Like, my grandfather was the pastor. My grandmother
Yeah.
did the children's church. Like,
That's
every
sticky,
Sunday.
you got all that.
That's sticky as hell.
Dude,
But you also got all that, like, charisma and like an understanding of like how to work a room. So it's like you got that double edged.
Well, it's working a room, but it's also being in tune with the energy in the room.
Yeah.
That's why every time I get on stage, if I don't say something that's like there to, I can't just go straight into
you gotta
a joke.
be in the moment.
You know, I have to set myself in that place where, you know, how you were talking about how you have to go into your quiet space, or you have to separate from. I have to put myself in. I have to be like, here, feel it. I think Minori even said that too, about feeling all of the different things, all of the different energies.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make the energy also, but I need to tap into what's there. Like, I have to get my feet wet a little bit.
Set the tone in that first few
and
minutes.
then I'll build it.
They go, she's with us in this moment. And then when you start saying shit you kind of secretly thought of before, it feels smooth. Yeah.
That's the trickery.
Yeah.
Make it feel like
whereas if you
I'm
just walk
thinking
up
about
and you're
this
like,
for the first time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's tricky. You talked about that last time you called it the spark. I think
The spark,
I always need that spark up top.
Yeah,
and then I can work
exactly.
my material in.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm electric. Literally, I'm over here shocking myself with electric therapy.
Start making t-shirts that say the spark.
The spark.
I
Catch
like
the
that.
spirit. Catch the spark.
Yeah.
Catch the spark.
Like t-shirt idea.
Yeah.
Boy, she been over here making my merch for this trip, for this show down in Florida.
Yeah.
Because
And
we
I
need
just
to make
love
some
making
money.
Merch.
Yeah.
I love making art. I love making anything creative that you can wear.
Yeah, you are.
It seems like a good compliment.
It is.
Complimentary energy.
Dude,
because last time you were on, you were saying, like, I need someone to do that. Like, I'm fully, like, creative side of my brain. And as far as, like, sending out emails and...
Oh, my God. Yeah, right.
Being a nerd, you know?
What is an email? And then I got a job.
What is an email?
All I was doing was emailing at this fucking job.
Yeah.
And I thought I could do that shit. I did it for 3 weeks straight, Ryan. I went to bed at 10:30.
I remember.
I got up at 6:30. I still did comedy, and I went home, and I went to bed. I'm like, who even am I right now? And I don't know if I was like subconsciously trying to prove it to myself that I could do it, and then the universe was like, nah, bitch, sit down. I got in a car accident. Like, and then I didn't work at that job for a month, and then I tried to go back to it, and I was a completely different person. Like, I'm not, like, I can't even step back into whoever she was. And I'm like, what is that? Like, is it that I'm incapable of, or is it that I'm not supposed to fit into that daily rigmarole bullshit? But it makes me feel privileged to say that. Like, I don't have to go. But I do. But I think this is more important.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I do both. I mean, I can work from home, so it's kind of flexible. But I do feel like if I didn't have to be responsible career dad, there's a part of me that does want to go full on in the fucking psycho land, you know? Yeah. So I'm just like getting tattoos as a midlife crisis compromise. I'm like, do some wild shit.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay.
But I get it. Like, that's it's interesting that you got like in the car accident, because I read a lot of autobiographies of people that like performers I like, and it's really common that people as a kid they were sick or they were laid up for a long time, and that's when they decided. That's like a common story.
Oh
yeah, if that makes sense. Like you get you just have to lie there and be like, what am I doing with my life? And then afterwards it's like a whole clearer different path.
Well, I think that's been my whole life, because I used to get locked in my room by myself all the time.
Okay.
Which is another reason I think that I like and need and want to be around people all the time, because I was left alone as punishment. But my imagination is like, you know, she be running wild. She has a good time. You know, I can entertain myself. It's not...
Well, and you are an extrovert, girl. Like,
I am an extrovert.
You really are.
People want to be like, I've been in a lot of bars with you, and it's like people just want to be like, hey, we should be friends. Let's go.
I wish I could be an extrovert.
Yeah, some of my friends do not like that about me. Like my friend Amanda, she is more cautious about people. She's like, Hilliary, I don't want to be friends with everybody. Like, you just let anybody be your friend. I don't like that. And I'm like, listen now.
I like that she says that at least.
Yeah, well, because that her saying that to me just makes me remember that I have to show her that she is a special friend to me. Aww. That she's like, I'm blanketed fun.
I get it.
I can be cool with anybody, because I saw a meme today earlier that said, you are a museum of everything that you've ever loved. Right?
That's nice.
And I love a group. I love a crowd, not being stuck in a crowd, but I love talking to a crowd. I love talking to a group of people. It feels right. It feels like home to me.
I mean, that's
to be talking
growing
to people.
up, seeing your parent, like they say, if like your dad is like owns a business and he just walks into rooms, like you do that for me, like you just grow up that way,
right?
And if your parents like, sorry, I just
you grow up like that.
So you like seeing somebody just command a room. And that's just in you.
Yeah,
I think
right.
Jason Webb's like that too, right?
Yeah, but his daddy's a preacher too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's like,
That's true.
It's like, I had to be the first one to even climb up and be like, one of us should be heard, you know? Like, I'm just trying to, like, the first one, whereas y'all just kind of,
there you go.
When you're a little kid, you're a sponge, and you're just, like, just absorbing all those tricks and techniques. That's cool. I mean, I'm jealous of that, but, I know it's complicated, and there's other parts I'm not jealous of at all.
There are other parts, but I am grateful for that time, because I think it helped me develop my voice before I even knew what my voice was.
Sam Kinison, he was a preacher first too, right?
Oh my God,
he's like
listen.
That's like preaching and comedy are like
next door to each other. But I didn't know who Sam Kinison was, right?
Wasn't he the one that hollers though?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
He's the one that sets up his setup and then yells his punchline.
And I hate it. I fucking hate it. I only knew him screaming and blah, blah, blah. And then there was like one, he's all rock and roll and he's like, I fucking hate rap music. And he's walking these ladies. He's walking.
There's a lot of sexist
women
kind of
on
race.
leashes. And like he's talking about how much. And I'm like, you're fat and ugly. They don't like you. You know, this is what I was thinking. And then somebody told me that I was Sam Kinison. I'm like, I'm not Sam Kinison. And then I hear one of me like, rah! And I'm like, oh fuck, am I Sam Kinison? And then I just like this past year saw a documentary about him and the whole him being a preacher thing and like his wife cheating on him and breaking him and like that's when he did comedy. I'm like, oh my God. It's no wonder everybody.
I'll have to watch that. A documentary will flip me on anybody, you know? Like I watched the Leonard Skinner documentary. I was like, greatest band in the world, you know? I was just watching it because I was like, I bet it'll be interesting. I haven't really listened to that. By the end, I'm like, holy shit! You know, you just hear the story and you're just in.
Well, that is what this is. That's what this art is about.
Yeah.
This is storytelling because every time you share your story, somebody else shares their story. We are all learning.
Yeah.
You know, and when we learn about something, you feel whatever way you feel about it. And most of the time, because you know more about it, you feel better about them and that person or that's whatever thing, you know?
Yeah, that's why it's like weird to be. That's why I like going out and doing a show in the Tri-Cities of Tennessee to old people that went to church because I'm like, the odd, that's great. Everybody's pierced and tattooed, but like, I wish we were all hung out together.
Right.
I think we talked about this last time too. We're getting so siloed. Like society's becoming like, we're smart, but they're fucking idiots over there.
Yeah, right.
And
I'm like, no,
internet.
it takes
like,
both for a thought to break.
But if you get like a bunch of people in a room that are separated, like, and they have a great time together, like people realize
they're more alike than they are different.
We're like 90% alike. Like we don't need to talk about abortion. That's like one of the only things we disagree about. We all love family. We all love So
dude.
that's kind of like it's cheesy, but that's like one of my comedy
baseball, things. Old Hollywood movie star. No, we can talk about baseball. Old Hollywood movie stars. We can talk about anything in this world except politics, religion, and her.
That's funny.
Hurt? Was that the last one?
Her.
Okay, all right.
She broke his heart.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
We got to talk about hurt.
Yeah, we're going to talk about hurt. Because everybody's hurting. Everybody's hurting.
It's weird. I did like music for a long time, and music's like almost always about hurt, like overtly. But then comedy is like you start with hurt, but then you alchemize it.
Yes.
Into hilarious. But then because I'll like listen to you, then I'll laugh, and then I'll go home and I'll think, I'm like, that was like some traumatic shit I just laughed at. You know what I mean? But comedy is like you flip it.
Right. But that's the art of it. That's the point.
Right. Yeah.
That's the whole point.
I love a reframe.
Which is also like
I love a reframe.
And I'd oftentimes reframe because I'm a verbal processor. I reframe while talking to other people. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I don't even know how I actually feel about a thing completely until I start talking about it. And then like it's news to you and me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, did I just learn something about myself?
You process ideas out loud.
Yeah.
Like even when I'm like learning a technical thing for work, I have a kid that's like really into nerdy stuff, and I'll be like, I'll whiteboard it for him. We'll talk about it. Yeah. And she'll do that for me, and then I learn it. Where if I'm just trying to think it doesn't stick. Right. But if we talk about it, you know, it'll get in there. So.
That's cute.
This podcast is kind of like what you're saying about the spark at the top of your set. Like I used to prepare, but now it's like, who the fuck knows where we'll be?
Yeah.
And we're kind of like, I think we're flexing the spark energy now in a way. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Like just.
I love a spark.
Yeah. I love a spark.
And you don't know, like we never go into material. It's always just like,
hey, we're talking.
And then at the end, it's like, oh shit, we talked for. There's something. I love it. It's magical. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to see what the people choose to pick to talk about.
That
is what's so interesting because sometimes it's subconscious. Sometimes we're not. We didn't necessarily choose to talk about Alan Jackson. Okay.
Yeah, right, bitch. You knew you was gonna talk about Alan Jackson. You ain't talking about nothing but Alan Jackson.
I'm gonna say it at the top just so we don't. Yeah.
What?
Alan Jackson playing.
Alan Jackson playing.
Like we got
oh my God, that would be funny if you played that song. Can you? Do you play music?
I mean, all the podcast music is me.
Yours, right?
Yeah.
But can you play? Can you do a cover?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that is awesome. Ooh, that's
awesome.
That's awesome.
She says that just like our grandmother.
Awesome.
Hilliary, that is awesome.
Yeah,
you are obsessed.
I'm much better at music than comedy. I've been doing like a lot more confident. I've been doing it my whole life.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I'm still trying to like.
What kind of music?
Kind of all of it at this point. I mean, I just love good songs, you know.
Guitar,
he does hip hop.
Like old school shit. I like,
okay.
Like the old blues and the old country, but then it's like the Beatles, you know, just good songs.
Yeah, good songs. I like that.
I grew up with 90s rock, so Nirvana was like my first. Like when I started playing, it was like grunge, so that's like a big part of my algo is all grunge nostalgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's quite cool.
Quite cool indeed.
Quite cool.
But there's this idea that like if like you might reveal more about yourself by not asking you questions, me not being like, let's stay on track with a structured interview. It's kind of like you actually get more of a sense of a person, but by just seeing what the fuck spills out of their subconscious. So that's like this. As I'm doing more of these episodes, this is like episode 105. I'm starting to go in that direction where it's like you have songs and then you have just jamming, and jamming's like you don't know where you're going to be, and that's to me that's like more interesting.
It's about the journey.
Yeah, right. All that cliche shit.
How did you get there?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, we can back it up through this, and then this other thing, and then this other thing. Like I feel like I'm a spider graph, not a list.
Spider graph?
A spider graph.
A circle and then
I do. Yeah.
I am a bubble chart.
That's what I do. I call them mind maps, but same thing.
Mind maps.
Circles of the ideas with connectors.
Yeah. Okay, mind map. I like that.
I like Jess Cooley, have a different name for it.
Jess Cooley was on, and he's like, "That's how I write jokes. Is I need the biggest whiteboard." And I'm like suicide, and then I'm like every single fucking thing, and it goes out farther and farther, and then you write descriptive words, and he has this web of and then he gets the joke from that.
My friend Jennifer still has it on her refrigerator, one of my first set lists. So I'm getting ready, and she sits down. She's like, "Okay, what are you going to talk about?" And I wrote down one thing, and then she circled that, and then she's like, "What else are you going to talk?" And I say this, and she wrote it over here, and then we together like. I was like, no, I got to talk about this, and talk about this, and then talk about this, and then I call back to this. So I've always thought, before I knew what a callback was, I've always thought about the whole album, paragraph, or like a beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
Like you got songs, but what's the album? Like
exactly.
Yeah,
like how do the 12 songs fit together?
I like that. On the way to Florida, we're going to do that.
But the spider graph thing is it's wild. The first time I went over to Blair Nias's house, she had hers written all crazy on the mirror in her bathroom.
Oh wow!
And then Mimi had hers. She had not steel but metal cabinets at her apartment. She used dry erase marker on the cabinets, and I swear if I had a whiteboard I need a big one too.
We're gonna
get one in a minute.
I got one like this size, and it's amazing. It's like I just can't even fucking like sleep, and then when I get it on the board, I go like,
okay, then
you know what I mean?
Like,
and I usually never even look at it again.
Yeah, right.
But there's something about getting it out and then taking a picture of my phone that makes me feel like I've
you've done
I've processed
something.
it.
Yeah.
Processed it.
Yeah.
My cousin Megan said she was gonna buy me a rolling one.
She need to. Come on, Megan.
Because I told her, I was like, I need to come over here, because she lives out in the woods in Brevard, and I'm like, look, I need to come over here, and I need to not have my phone and not talk to anybody for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Also, I really like the idea of, because of how much I talk all the time, I really do like the idea of trying to fast speaking.
Dolly Parton did it.
Yeah.
And she came up with Dollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
what
do you mean?
The concept of Dollywood came from she was no longer able to sing or speak or whatever. She needed to go on rest, and it was a long time of rest. Now, y'all, this is alleged. I need to be double checked.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. The idea is what behind it is all that matters.
Okay, so basically, but she couldn't perform no more, so she sat down during that time, and she concocted Dollywood.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know,
she's like a whole ass amusement park.
That's
she's like, we
like
can have shows and people can sing and they can dance and like
they
can ride rides.
But she needed
like
that
the being
time.
sick in bed thing I was saying. A lot of people like they had that time when they were a kid and they were sick. They were sick in bed. Yeah, I hit him too. But like having a time where you can't do the thing, so you have to sit there can be good. You know what I mean? Like a fasting. It's kind of like religious fasting or something.
Yeah,
the fasting
that's why
words.
If I took a vow of silence, I think I could fly.
How long have you ever tried to go?
No.
An hour without?
Yeah, I mean,
because you might want to build it up. You know.
Yeah, right.
It's that logistics shit,
Look, I have been
1 hour.
quiet. Contrary to popular belief, I have been quiet before. It's just like
I do think you'd be allowed to listen to music though.
Oh yeah, but then I don't know if I couldn't sing. Like if I wouldn't because sometimes like in the mornings when I was driving to work or whatever, I would be completely silent in the car.
Yeah.
I didn't sing, I didn't talk, I didn't listen to music, anything, and I'd just be and sometimes my thoughts were good. And if I'm not in the car for too long, they'll be great. I'd be like, all right, I'm out of here. But if I'm driving for long distances in silence,
you start thinking.
My ancestral woes come upon me, and I'm like, I've got to fix this.
I got you. It's
you know, like it's intense. Like
you ever try meditating? Like, is it just like?
I mean, the car driving in the
skeleton
car is
fire.
kind of like
thinking
meditating.
about
Yeah,
meditating.
I guess that- yeah.
The car is like
So it's
meditating.
like that when you try to clear and empty yourself. It's just like there's so much going on. Yeah,
exactly. Meditating, I just end up overthinking about not thinking.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Stop that.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
part of me is like, if you committed to it, there'd be something amazing on the other side that you could do it. But then another part of me is like, it's not for everybody.
It's
like,
not for everybody.
You don't have to do it if it doesn't work for you. Then,
Yeah, right.
You know, that's not.
I couldn't do the sensory deprivation tank either. I tried because I wanted to like manually create a spiritual experience for myself, but it was like all of my own thoughts. And then it's sensory deprivation. It's dark, like so. There's no light whatsoever. The water is the same temperature as your body.
Oh yeah.
There's no weight because you're floating.
Yeah.
Oh my God, girl, where was this?
Right after my wreck, because a friend of mine, she's like, "This will help you. The
You
the
told me
Epsom
about
salts will help
that.
you."
Okay.
Right? And she loved hers, and maybe if we had just booked it for a 45-minute session instead of hour and a half,
Lock you in there for an hour and a half.
Well, but I wish they'd have locked me in there where I couldn't get out, but I had to get out. Like I had to take a break from it for a minute, like because I could smell the walls.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? How is this? Is a sensory deprivation
Was it a
tank?
good smell?
No, I had to get out.
Oh,
Like,
it was a nasty smell?
But I don't know that it was the place, or it was just like the smell of Epsom salt and water.
Ooh.
Like it's not, there was
Triggered.
it wasn't scented like any, I'm echoing off the wall.
I wonder if that's part of just being like a really like charismatic, like people loud person, you know, like you put some like super boring quiet person in there and they're like, yeah, this is fine,
is
you
great,
know, but then
yeah.
it's like, there's just, you got all that in you.
Well,
just
I was just like
blazing
spinning around and floating. Well, because also my friend Matt was telling me that the sensory deprivation tanks are like, they're like an ion battery, basically. And so everything's trapped in there, and your body is the energy that's just being pushed back to you.
Oh, shit.
So it's all of your own energy only just going back. And then I'm like, hold up. Do I not like myself enough to be in here for this long? I was like, I had to get out and catch a breath because it made me
None of us
physically-
really like ourselves that much, so you shouldn't.
Well,
don't take that on like it's just you.
Right. No, I don't. I'm not. I don't. I
That's
do
funny,
not
though.
think I'm the
It's
only
hard, right? I mean-
self-loathing
Funny though.
person ever.
Well, and like you got warned, but you didn't get warned very well, in my opinion.
What?
Like you got thrown in there for an hour and a half. Is
No,
what they
she
told
talked
you.
me through the whole thing.
Well,
She was very thorough. We went looking at it. She showed me where the water was filtered.
Yeah,
like,
but you didn't get like a 5-minute. You didn't get like
yeah,
a
no,
5-minute.
you're not supposed to have a 5-minute thing. It's supposed to be like
thrown in there. Dang.
not thrown. She didn't. I stepped into it myself. Like she's like, "Come here, bitch." Just chuck me into salt water. She's like, "You'll be fine." Lock the goddamn door. It wasn't like that.
It was more of a spa thing.
It was a spa
Okay.
thing. And I got out and I got in the hot water and it was nice. Like, I was like, this is lovely. It did feel good.
And you hate to be claustrophobic.
Oh, bitch, I get claustrophobic in my jacket.
Yeah,
like,
you,
I
that
could
could have
I'm
been
with
part
you
of
on
it
that,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, because I could touch both sides like floating.
Yeah, you don't like that. You need to.
And it felt like it was a small box. But I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe. Maybe if it had been like
Still sounds cool though, even if it's like
Yeah.
that's not for me. I never do it again. It's like
I do want to
you
do it
know
again.
what it's
though.
like when it's just
Yeah.
you and like floating in space. It sounds like
I
literally
got
nothing else.
back in it, but I propped the door open so I could get
have
some
some
A little
breeze.
bit of the world coming in. Yeah.
Well, just the circulation of air. I think I needed that, like the no movement of air.
Dude, have you told him about how you talked about needing air, bitch? In her bedroom. She'll close the door. It'll be the bay window with the fan on the ceiling and the fan over on the side. And it's just all the air swirling around in her bedroom. And she's just it, and I walk in, and I'm like, dang.
Like this.
Yeah, drawing a tan.
Oh shit! Like you want the air.
I
movement.
need the movement of the air. Like
literally,
it'd be like a whole whirlwind in that bitch.
yes, it's crazy. I'm like, dang, and it does just so happen that I am a Libra, so I am an air sign. So I think this bitch just needs air.
Oh, Caitlyn!
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. You're the wind beneath my wings.
That's silly.
Oh my God! Shut up!
But like, dang, girl, like you just really let air.
I needed a cool breeze, baby. I need a cool breeze.
That's crazy because I have 2 kids, and one of my kids kind of reminds me of you in some ways. Like she's just so
She's cool as
she
fuck.
sings everything. Anytime we go anywhere, people start to kind of like congregate. And, like she's definitely like the most extroverted, the most
she's a cool girl.
charismatic. Yeah, she's
She's
very
cool as
cool.
fuck. Yeah.
She's like probably more like indulgent and a little more like into fun than us. And
What are you saying, Ryan?
that it's complicated and I'm jealous of parts of it. It's just interesting because I'm not like that. I don't see myself that way, but I just
What's your sign?
I'm a Cancer, so I'm about to have
Oh,
but it just occurred to me that
When's your birthday?
she runs the fan and it's always on and it's kinda like I didn't even connected that you said that.
When
I'm
is
like,
her
that's
birthday?
It's April 15th.
She's a Taurus.
She's a no.
No. Are you
She's
sure
an
she ain't a
Aries.
Taurus? Oh, she's an Aries.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, because
Yeah.
May 15th is a Taurus.
Yeah,
That's
you're right.
weird that
April's
like
Aries.
now it's
But those are both
the air
horned
thing.
animals,
She's-
and they're both
I'll
like.
go in the morning and she's just lying there and it's just like
Yeah,
it's like who
that's
the fuck could sleep with like
That's
this?
how I sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I
crazy.
sleep the best like that.
Yeah.
Like freeze me out.
Maybe it is like the sensory thing where it's
Yeah.
like the opposite is still nothing. It's like you want some motion.
Yeah, movement.
Yeah, movement.
I'm grounded.
Yeah.
I'm the dirt.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the
Yeah, so
earth.
Yeah.
you need everything to be
You're not gonna
Yeah.
blow away, but you kind of want to be like
Yeah.
out there.
your leaves to be
Like a tree,
Yeah.
you know, or like plants. They need, like even your house plants, you're supposed to like
Yeah,
put them
yeah,
in the
totally. It
shower
makes the
and
roots
shake
stronger
them.
to- yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
shake
fun.
them up. Right, we need to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Talking
that
to
sounds
him?
fun.
Yeah, oh my God.
She'll sing.
Listen,
I believe that
I
shit.
sing to them.
I
I
believe
talk
it.
to them all the time. There was a while that I neglected them, and I started calling my plant friends. I'm like, hey, I'm in a bad way, down bad. I'm neglecting my plants. I need some help. And so I sent my babies away. But when Ian moved out of the house, my friend Jamie, he took a bunch of them for me because he's amazing at plants. And he brought me back my peace lily. I said, Hippolyta! I started weeping right there. I couldn't even think about anything else. I'm just holding it like, oh my God, you're still alive.
That is really sweet.
See that bit, the erotic plant bit.
Oh, yeah.
That's such a like different
Have you
type
seen
of
the
bit.
coloring book?
No.
Oh my God. See, I wish you'd have come to my.
didn't bring it.
We did not bring
But
it.
that's like if you did a clean, like I mean, that bit probably has a few parts that you might have to tweak. But I mean,
Well, I mean,
if-
I don't really say anything. Well,
yeah, I mean,
except
those
for,
are the best clean bits when
Yeah.
you are talking about a sexual topic, but you do it in a metaphor. Like
Yeah.
because the clean audience, they're starved. For
Yeah,
that shit.
right.
So
exactly.
when you can do it in a way
you
like
get a
that,
little bit racy, they're like, that boy's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
boy's funny right there.
Yeah, right.
You hear what he said about.
the challenge of trying to make it talk about sex without saying it, I think can almost make it more
Yeah.
because people are up there just being like dicks come.
Yeah. Oh
and
my
you're just
God.
like, ugh.
But
It's
last,
crude.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's crude and distasteful.
Yes. They've been to
And
college.
ugly.
yeah, and ugly. My mom used to say that to me. She says, "You're a crude, uncool dude." I'm like, "Thanks, mom."
Okay, Mom. Damn.
Uncool.
I'm cool as hell.
Yeah.
Don't say hell. I flicked her off, or I said something to her one time. I'm talking, this is like 7, 8 years old. And she got mad at me and she flicked me off and she did it really hard like this. And I was like, that's not even how you do it. You have to put your thumb out.
Is that right? That doesn't count? You gotta have the thumb?
Well, she was so mad. She's like trying to get it like.
It's like the first time she'd.
Yeah, that's what it was
If
giving.
my mom called you.
Yeah, that's what it was
If
giving.
my mom called you a creep, you were the worst motherfucker on the planet. Like, she was evil, but was very pleasantly spoken.
Oh, that's how
You
they
know?
that's how you do it.
That's how you
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, that's how you cut me to my car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, a creep. I
Yeah.
kind of love that. I
Yeah,
wanna start
she's like,
using
oh,
that.
you creep. You know what you are.
Yeah, it's
you
like the
creep."
opposite of like talking about sex in a clean way, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Being like insulting somebody, but it's done with like
Yeah.
formality.
Improv, you have to set it up.
Yeah.
I like to call it tact.
Tact.
Decorum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
couth.
Yeah.
Couth, decorum, tact. Tactful.
How many more words can you say?
I don't know. Damn.
I'm a regular old thesaurus over here.
I know, like, damn, I have to use my degree for something, y'all. Damn.
I mean, other people, but people without degrees know words.
Duh. But hell, I spent the money on it. I'm going
All
to tell
right, hell,
everybody.
do it. Yes, period, slay.
I don't think.
Actually, you haven't said any of that on this podcast.
Period and slay.
Yeah, usually those are
I
like
do.
your top
I
go-tos.
do. I love a period and a sleigh.
Can you give us
She
an
said-
example?
Oh, so
Period.
like, oh my God, sleigh, like slay down boots.
It's like
or
a
I'll say
affirmation.
Yeah, slay.
Like if you do something good, she's like slay.
Slay.
Or if you say a word, it's T. You know.
It's tea.
But
Or like da 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 period, like end of story, like period or period, like you did good, period.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
you know,
The young people talk. Yeah.
young
Young
people talk,
people.
That's
right?
like you hang out at Mike's. I'm always like, what the fuck are they saying?
That's funny. Okay, dang.
But then all of this, though, this whole genre of slang is all from the, drag queens and the
Yeah, the sleigh in the period is very draggy.
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
draggy.
Very draggy. I
That
love that.
sounds weird to
Do
me.
y'all watch the RuPaul's Drag Race?
Yeah,
No.
sometimes not. I'm
Uh-uh.
not
I
like.
love it. Oh my God. Well, because it's such a display of artistry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Oh, I bet.
Drag is art, absolutely.
It is
Oh, yeah.
just beautiful.
Yeah. Are you kidding? That's a lot
awesome.
of work. I mean, even whenever I get dressed up in an outfit for a show, it takes a long time to put that shit together to make it. And like the way they do it is way more intense.
Over the top.
Like
but
is
it's just like, wow.
fabulous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's so
good.
inspiring.
I saw one the other day. She had on her whole outfit was made out of like granny squares, crocheted granny squares,
Wow.
and it was like this big bubble thing, and they like it was like a sewing some like a tomato with a pin cushion. Speak. I know words, I swear. Pin cushion or something like that. And then somebody goes and pulls a string like they're going to unravel the dress, and then it like folds down into a whole beautiful ass quilt dress.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Amazing.
That is gorgeous.
I love
Just
it.
for that one moment. All
Just for that
work,
woman.
yeah.
Right,
I love
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
It is
And then
so
trying to
cool.
time that moment for the
For my
most
birthday
impact.
show, I wanted my outfit to bloom so badly. I was
Yeah.
like, how can I string it up where if I spin around, the skirt will fall and it'll be a bloom, or like where I spin around and petals just go flying on everybody.
Now we have time to figure it out.
We do
For
have
the
time to
next
figure it out. Oh yeah, I did at the Mule. We did the Taurus Garden party.
Yeah.
Now they want me to do a Leo party. I'm like,
Hell
so we
yeah.
just gonna skip Gemini and Cancer?
That's
They're
funny.
like, maybe.
maybe.
The dates they have. They're like, if you're feeling
Oh, that's cool.
astrological, can you do?
The guy
I
that
was like,
owns
yeah,
that-
we can do an all gold thing.
We need Kinsey
Jacob,
and her
the guy, one of the
stars.
owners there, is my like.
Oh, yeah, Jake,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I've known him. We were in a band together, like
Oh, cool.
rock and roll.
20 years ago.
I
and,
saw him Wednesday night. He was at the show Wednesday.
Yeah, he's excited about the comedy. Like
Yeah.
you and Petey
Yeah.
there, so that's cool to see you guys like
Yeah.
collabing. He's very
It's cool.
sweet.
That is cool.
I love Jacob.
good stuff.
Jacob's one of those dudes like he lets shit roll off his shoulder. You know,
Oh,
I've known
yeah.
him for forever. Like he will never.
I
like,
know.
like I'll sit
know
around
his
and be like,
girlfriend,
hold a
Karis.
grudge. You know? Oh, Karis,
Okay.
yeah, she's,
Yeah.
but he's just
Cool.
very.
Hey there.
Hey, Dora.
Yeah, there goes the door. Yeah, sweet man, that Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob's cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool. He
Also,
went-
the Mule is a cool venue. Like, I really like Shakey's for shows, but like it's because it's grimy and dirty. I think it needs to be like a open mic,
That'd be
like
a perfect.
the Root Bar.
That'd be the perfect.
Well, they
next
want
Root
me
Bar.
to do it on Mondays though, not Sundays. Because
Okay.
if I did it on Sundays, it would have to be like every other week or like just two. And that
And then you lose the rhythm of it.
That's what I
yeah.
told her. I was like, that's not going to work.
People
I was
are
like, I
always
have
showing
done
up on the
this.
wrong week, or
Yeah, right.
not
And then the
showing up.
audience doesn't know which week it's going to be. I'm like,
Yeah.
that ain't going to work.
There's definitely a certain vibe of your mics, you know.
Well,
like Fairview.
the Fairview tap. Well, exactly. It's people
and
that gave
Shakey's
me a chance.
is that vibe.
Yeah.
It's the perfect. Like I think it's like it matches the Root Bar and.
Well, I think
Fairview.
the Root Bar and Fairview Tavern were a little bit more conservative.
Okay. Yeah, it is
but
downtown.
It's still
downtown.
right. It's downtown,
not-
but it's still like
yeah.
grimy in the bathrooms.
But the Root
are
Bar was
questionable.
still pretty. I mean, it wasn't like
not terribly,
super.
but
Not
everybody
hole in the
thought
wall.
it was going to be worried about it.
that's
you
what I
know?
liked about it. It's
Yeah,
like,
right. You
know,
could say
'cause I like
whatever.
to get out of town. I don't want to
Yeah.
just. My jokes aren't only for
Exactly.
little diehard
Exactly.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm like
Dude,
trying to find the word.
That was the funniest fucking thing ever to watch the last episode and you dancing around how to not be offensive in any way.
With minorities.
I was like, he's starting to say, and then he's starting, and he's like, la, 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 and then it's starting, la, la, la. I was rolling.
I'm always worried I'm gonna like talk shit about my friends accidentally on here. But
right.
I think that's fine too, honestly.
Right. I mean,
If you're gonna
talk
pick
about
out
you.
that one little sentence in an hour,
Yeah,
I try to
right.
give more love and respect than I shit talk.
Well, I mean,
But,
shit talking is sometimes love and respect.
Right,
You know?
yeah.
How you follow it
It's
up.
Would you? Yeah. Would you
It does
rather like
depend on how you follow it up.
never be mentioned or be
Right,
talk
exactly.
shit about?
I
Yeah.
mean, right.
Yeah.
Because look, if they talking shit, they still talk about you, bitch.
yeah, right.
Like, you know. I'm
And
like,
sometimes a comment ain't shit. Sometimes a comment's just a comment.
Yeah.
Hell.
yeah, hell.
Oh,
Ooh,
shit.
hey, lightning. Wait, that's not lightning. Or a gun. Oh. Is it? What is happening?
Are these
I
fireworks?
don't know. I know if the camera goes off. You were
got
right. You're right.
anything?
That was not working. So, cheers.
Good job, Caitlyn.
Yeah, man.
You got anything you plug in? How many times did you
Father's
say
Day
it?
show at the Pulp.
Yeah, that's
June
June
11th.
11th. Yeah, it's
Thursday,
a Father's Day picture show.
I'm glad you're on
hosting
that
it.
show.
Me too.
I'm glad it's not just dads.
Oof, Lord. Could you imagine if it
Yeah.
was only
Ooh,
dads?
No.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm
So-
hosting it, so
That'll be good.
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to come to that one.
It's going to be good because I'm going to have those pictures of my dad and me at the
Yeah.
same age group.
I've never done the slideshow comedy. I'm like, I don't even.
Oh, it's fun.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I mean, I have the jokes, but
You don't have to. Okay, so sometimes I do it differently than others. Like sometimes I'll do it and it's like this picture and tell the whole story about this picture. But then the last time I did like pictures for where I'm going to punch it. What happened?
I don't think there's like a militia like about to.
Roll up
You know
on
what I mean?
us right now.
I'm sorry.
They're like, what are they talking
Sorry,
about
I'm
in that
listening to
shit?
you, but I'm like, this is nothing like this has ever happened here before. So
I
it's,
don't know. Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it later. We can talk about it
Yeah.
anytime. Like,
But it's
so-
not a big deal. Just get some slides.
right. You can do the slide, or you can like punch, like have a slide for every part.
I'll do less. But, I mean, the slides have to be pictures of me and my kids, or can it just be like just
it's whatever
random?
stories,
Whatever you feel.
fathery stories that you're gonna tell.
It's probably a good stretch for me to try to incorporate
do different things. man.
multimedia.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
You'll have a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
we should-
You'll feel
Emily's
inspired.
ready for you.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you for having
Bye.
us.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Yeah.
It was cool to meet you.
Yeah, you too.